How to complete the federal FAFSA verification process. Verification is an accuracy check. It confirms the information on the FAFSA is correct and resolves any conflicting data. Verification is a federal process and requires that we follow all of the Department of Education's regulations. We hope this video will simplify the process and provide an overview of what will be needed. Let's get started. Once you file your FAFSA, you will receive an email notification from Pace University that you are selected for federal verification. There are different groups for verifications, each group having their own requirements. Therefore, the required documents can vary for different students. Your notification letter will outline what is needed, but it is important to log onto your MyPace portal to obtain the required forms and instructions. Accessing your MyPace portal is easy. Sign in with your username and password and navigate to the financial aid requirements. If you are a dependent student, we must collect you and your parents' income information. If you are an independent student, we must collect your information and your spouse's if you are married. All students are required to complete and submit a verification worksheet. By clicking on the worksheet requirement, the student will initiate the process to fill out the verification worksheet. A dependent student will be required to fill in their custodial parent's name and email address. Once the student fills in their portion, their parent will receive an email prompting them to create an account and asking them to indicate their tax filing status and complete and sign the form. The household section of the verification worksheet should include you, along with your parents if you're a dependent student, and any other individuals that your parents support by more than 50%. If an individual your parent supports attends college and they are enrolled at least half-time, this should be indicated as well. As an independent student, you list yourself and your spouse if applicable, and anyone you support by more than 50%. You would not enter a roommate or significant other if you do not financially support that individual by more than 50%. In the next section, we will collect earning information from you, your parents if dependent, and your spouse if you are married. You will check the situation that describes your filing and income earning situation. If you or a parent or spouse worked but didn't file a tax return, there is a section on the verification worksheet that must be completed. You must list all sources of income and how much you earned under each employer. If a parent of a dependent student or an independent student didn't file a tax return, we will also need to collect a non-filing letter, which can typically be obtained from the IRS Get Transcript website. If a tax return was filed, we will need a copy of it. You may submit this information to us by using the FAFSA Data Retrieval Tool, also known as the DRT, or you may submit a copy of your IRS tax return transcript or a signed copy of your 1040 federal tax return. The easiest and most accurate option is to use the IRS DRT in completing your FAFSA. For your privacy, the tax information can be transferred right into the FAFSA form from the IRS. If you are unable to use the FAFSA Data Retrieval Tool, you may download a summary of your processed tax return from the IRS Get Transcript website by visiting and creating an account on irs.gov. If this is not an option, you can request the IRS tax return transcript by calling the IRS's automated service at 800-908-9946. It will be mailed within 5 to 10 days. We may also accept a copy of a signed 1040 federal tax return. If a Schedule 1, 2, or 3 were filed with the 1040, then we will need a copy of these schedules as well. If you or your parent indicated on the worksheet that you worked and did not file a tax return, you must submit all W-2s from each source of employment. For a parent of a dependent student or an independent student, we must also collect a non-filing letter. This, like the IRS tax return transcript, can be downloaded from the IRS Get Transcript website. You may also request this letter by selecting option number 7 on the IRS Form 4506T and mailing it to the IRS. Once you receive the verification of non-filing letter, you submit it to the Financial Aid Office. Occasionally, a family's reported income does not appear to support the family size reported on the FAFSA. In these circumstances, we request an income to expense worksheet. This worksheet will help us better understand how a family provides for themselves. A family should report their expenses and any resources received that help pay for these expenses. There may be outside resources that were not reported on the FAFSA, and this form is an important step in collecting that information. When completing the electronic form, you will have the opportunity to upload all of the requirements at that time. If you do not have the required documents at that time, you may log on and use our document submission form to submit documents separately. Both can be completed and signed electronically. Once we have received all the requirements, we will review the file and determine if additional documents are needed. It is important to continually check your MyPace portal until this process is complete. You can expect to receive a revised award letter if your financial aid changes based on the results of the federal verification process. We urge all students to submit documents in a timely manner, since it is important to complete this process so that your financial aid is available to pay your bill. As always, if you have any questions, you can call, email, or make an appointment with the Financial Aid Office.